What's up, everybody?
Welcome to Sociable Turtle.
Here we have conversations, honest conversations about mental health, whether it's addiction, grief, the beauty of the world when it comes to traveling, and the beautiful people who shape the world and our lives as well. So thank you for being back this week.
I'm excited to be back.
By the way,
y'all.
Yeah, I'm Brandon, aka B.
I'm Amelia, aka Ems.
And this week, we wanted to explore just kind of some of the topics that we've already been discussing. Actually, here's a bunch of them that we've already talked about. So this week, we're going to be talking about
healing the space between us.
Wanted to kind of gauge your, I know we've been gone for the past couple of weeks, so what?
What do you want to gauge?
What do you think?
Well, from the past couple week episodes, I've enjoyed them very much.
Okay.
Sad that I haven't been able to be a part of them, but I've been pleasantly surprised by what you've put out.
Trying a little bit.
No, I think a lot of people, I mean, like David commented, your vulnerability is a gift. I mean, it's something that I admire, truly admire about you.
It's definitely been, I feel like it's been like a struggle to get going with those conversations, especially with just me. I'm just like, what am I going to talk about? Like with you, it's like, okay, I can open up. But I don't know, with myself, it's just as hard as any other time, trying to be open, vulnerable, and honest in those quiet moments with myself. So,
well, I think that it shows that you've reflected a lot on your patterns of addiction, healing, repairing.
Trying to, yes.
Yeah. and prioritizing like how you want to move forward. And I mean, we could have hour-long conversations about all these topics, which will eventually end up, going in greater depths. But I think for starting off, I think what you're putting out is really valuable. And I hope it really helps. I really do think it will help people who are struggling, not only with addiction, but struggling in having relationships with oneself and others.
Yeah, I think there's there's always room to improve, right? When it comes to one's own personal growth, when it comes to the growth in your relationship. And, I'm just trying to show the sides of myself that I feel like people could see within themselves, the quiet struggles of whatever they may be going through, that not wanting to be a burden to others, that, there's parts of me that I'm not proud of or maybe a little ashamed of, especially when it comes to maybe in a new relationship. There's a lot of that. I'm not going to put out everything on display in the beginning. And then once you get to know somebody, it's a whole nother ballgame. Once you move in with somebody, you're like, oh, these are parts of you I didn't know existed. And how do you deal with those parts? And I think a lot of the problems that we've had, we've already kind of discussed. It's very much tied up with alcohol. And I kind of went into a little bit of detail about how that alcohol forced me into this like dark corner of my mind, where it felt like not only mentally, but like in a physical way too. I was like isolating myself from the world and isolating myself from you.
No, you did. I mean, it was really hard to get through to you. Like I was trying to understand how I can, I wanted to just shake you. Open up, wake up from this nightmare. Truly, I really struggled, and in trying to get you to see how toxic and unhealthy the patterns that I kept witnessing you go in cycles. And as your partner and someone who loves you dearly, it was really heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking and sad and frustrating, to say the least. But
absolutely. And I think that's also a lot of the reason why I was even more reclusive as time continued to, and as things continue to get worse, and as time continued to pass, I think that's why I kept receding back and pulling away further, because I didn't want like it was already to a point where it was like I can't hide this anymore. Like the Pandora's box has been opened. Like it's all manner of madness is already starting to creep out and infect our lives, you know. And so I think it was hard. It was scary, the thought of coming forward about how bad off I was really doing. Like I didn't want to admit that because then it's like, oh, once it's out there, there's no pulling it back in. Like
people are going to relate like, oh my God, I too have struggled. So how do you, as a loved one who cares for you deeply, how does one get through to you, as to the addict, to get the help they need? You had two choices then. It was either wake up, because what you're doing to yourself is extremely unhealthy, and I, as your partner who loves you, cannot stand by you while you hurt yourself in this manner.
no, of course.
It was that, or we need to dissolve this. And we're painting the beginning of the silence here, which was your addiction.
Yes.
And then for us to start healing, the healing portion of this episode, y'all. We just look at all the cameras. Is your first step was for you to go to treatment. Rehab was the first step. Then the second step was in rehab. And then reprioritizing what it is to be a unit, right?
Yes.
And then you went back to rehab because you needed a refresher course.
Yes, I did.
What
I
happened?
aced the first course and I wanted seconds.
And then the space grew, like after that, when I thought that things would be better, the space grew even more dramatic. Even after the second rehab, that's when I was like, okay, is there any hope for us? Because that's when the situation at Wendy's house happened. And that's where I was concerned and really like evaluating. I was like, oh, okay, he's done rehab twice. I've never done this before. But usually, I know not everyone, it's like one time, you know, rehab, they come out nice, clean, sober.
I thought I was going to be, but...
And it wasn't until the second one where the space where you would think the space between us would shrink because now you've done more healing and figured out why you're in this toxic hamster wheel. And then we reached out. Like I had depleted my resources. And then when events occurred there that were deemed to be irreparable. Thank you. Then I was like, okay, now I was forced to reevaluate.
The irreparable is I just drank alcohol after treatment. That's what it was.
That to the point where you had some psychosis.
Oh, well, yeah, that mixed with the medication. I mean,
I know. That's what, like, you know, I'm glad that you clarified that for the audience.
Yeah, no, I mean, because it's not like this big old thing. It was just I continued to drink after my second treatment, and it continued on for another month or two, and then.
But drinking alone was not the issue. It was you were on these medications, and these medications, whether they're antidepressants, antipsychotics, anti-anxiety, you mix that with alcohol, it causes severe psychosis. Like very scary, unpredictable behaviors that alerted everyone. And we were all concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't aware of exactly what was going on with me at the time. I just knew I felt like I was going crazy. But there was a lot of just emotional strain and you know, turmoil and see, I wasn't really all there. So I couldn't really process or understand the way I'm trying to now. You know, a year later.
But and what I'm saying is that, like, even after that, where one would think that the space would shrink and we would get closer, the space only grew. Emotional, physically, more space. And mentally, I was like, I don't know how else to help you until you decided to help yourself. And that took a couple more months.
Yeah, I mean, I had to sit with my thoughts and reflect and figure out what I really wanted out of life.
So what do you want out of life?
I want to live life to its fullest. I don't want to be constantly looking over my shoulder or worried about, what's going to get me. I'd be worried about, past demons or trauma bringing me down to a mental state that I can't function or I can't think reasonably or behave rationally. And I think that was the problem before. It was just everything that felt too overwhelming or felt too stressful or just in general things that I was like, I could do without this. Down the gullet and let's forget it, And that's how I treated a lot of situations. I think it was just easier that way. I think a lot of the space that happened after even the second treatment, and that's why we needed an extra few months in order to figure out that space stemmed from a lot of resentment that I had within myself for having messed up again in order to, messed up to a point where it's like I have to go back to treatment. And I didn't want to. I was like, that's like admitting defeat. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. I was trying to be, I wasn't trying to be fixed. I was just I was trying to be okay, learn my lesson, done, did it, been there, done that. Why would I need to go back? So it was just it was another bit of swallowing pride. And that was one of the biggest things that delayed me going to treatment to begin with was pride. The pride of thinking that you can take care of your problems on your own, that you can figure it out or they'll resolve themselves. Like I was saying last week, is they're not just going to go away. Your problems don't just go away overnight because you wish them to go away.
I think it also, having a community, right, definitely allows you to talk about things that you're pondering about, reflecting, or need more advice. Because when I look back at the space that was growing between us, it wasn't until I reached out to my community, really our community, who knows both of us, and they had no idea that we were going through this. They would have never imagined it in a bajillion years that we were going through. But it wasn't until I reached out to them where I felt this sense of support from them, even though they have never been in a relationship with a situation this severe. I felt their support to get you support. Mm-hmm. And I feel and so it was no longer, I don't think I suffered from pride more than not knowing how to handle it or thinking, okay, I'm supposed to do this on my own, and try to figure it out. And when that didn't work, it was okay, well, let me finally reach out, because I reached out to others and wasn't really getting the sound advice that I thought I needed. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't until I reached out and got the support, then I felt stronger to support you in kind of breaking those barriers that you had built of pride. Mm-hmm. That pride was the ultimate reason for your reluctantness in going to rehab. That's where I tapped into my resources, my community, to figure out how I can help you.
Yeah, because we were not on the same page.
We weren't. We were on two different, I think at that point we were in two different books.
Different libraries.
Yeah.
What woke me up, as you asked earlier, right?
What woke you up?
What woke me up?
I've asked you this question.
Yeah, I know, and I'm trying to remember what I said, so that way I know I can
Do you need me to tell you?
I'm trying to maintain my lies. What? They get harder the more intricate they are. You know, like I'm a master spider and story weaver, but you know, I need a cheat sheet for my. I'm just kidding. All right, what woke me up? No,
you already told me what woke you up.
Yeah.
Be honest with the people. You deserve honesty.
What was? Yeah, I don't remember what I said.
What I said was. You seriously don't remember?
Not everything.
See?
Glitch, cut it out.
Hey, that was not me. Maybe if you tell the truth, the spirits will stop haunting you this time.
All right, we're back.
What woke you up? B.
I don't know. I'm still dreaming. Honestly, okay, I didn't said this before. I went to treatment on April 1st of 2024. So this is the longest running knock-knock joke. I mean, April Fool's joke.
Actually, you're right.
The longest running April Fool's joke of my life. That's what took me so goddamn long to wake up. Because I was like, this is still a joke, right? It's still a joke. That's why I kept messing up, honey. It's all part of the April Fool's joke. Just a really, really long practical joke.
It's long, all right?
That's what she said.
Nah, what woke me up, I didn't want to be alone. I saw a lonely life, and I was like, this is gonna suck. I like life with you. We have fun together. We do things that are fun together. We have great and interesting conversations together. Like, I miss being the duo that we were. It was so lonely, me with my bottle of alcohol or multiple bottles that I'm hiding all over the goddamn place. Like, it was miserable. I wasn't happy with that. I missed us. I missed feeling like myself. I missed feeling like I had a purpose to live for. And it sucks to say that because it's like, what the heck? You had a really great person right next to you for how long? It's like, I wasn't treating you with that kind of respect. I wasn't loving you the way that I was supposed to be loving you. It was not second nature because I was too busy prioritizing alcohol. I was too busy prioritizing making sure that I was going to be taken care of the minute you were out of the house. So what woke me up was like, I'm tired of living that life. I'm tired of feeling like I'm chained up to this addiction. Like I have no say in the matter. And it just seems so silly because it's like, just don't go to the store. Just don't buy alcohol. It's like, that's what I always said. I didn't think addiction was a real thing for the longest time. I actually knocked it too. I was like, why don't you just stop? Just from one day to the next. You realize it's messing up your life that bad? Just stop, right? Until I'm so deep in it myself, I'm like, oh. Like, I stumbled in here. How long have I been walking in this direction? Like, that's how it felt. And then so going to treatment was like it was a big wake-up call the first time around. I got another one, and all the conversations with, you know, people that care about me, you know, conversations with you, all those things were like shaking me out of it. But it was like, it still took time, unfortunately. It still took a lot of time for it to really register in my head until I had enough quiet nights of just reflecting in a sober, clear-headed mindset and really trying to figure out, what is my life going to look like in the next few months? I know what it looked like a few months ago. How can I change that? How can I paint a version of my life that I'm going to be happy with for the first time in a long time? Because there was a lot of happy moments that we had. We had a lot of great moments in between all of this. I don't want the people to think that we had like the most crazy, like toxic relationship. Mm-hmm. It was just a lot of me just not being present because I was so intoxicated all the time. I was passed out half the times you came back home. So I'm not even enjoying the time that you're, you know, the little bit of time that I could enjoy with you. I'm already asleep because I've been drinking all day and wasting away.
And not
we're not taking care of general responsibilities, mm-hmm. like letting you down when you're relying on me to be taking care of certain things. And it's like, did you take care of this? And I'm like, nope, because I totally forgot that was even a thing that I was supposed to get done. I woke up when I realized I had no control over my life. And then I woke up again when I realized, no, wait, I do have control. I just gotta take certain steps in the right direction in order to maintain that kind of control. And some of those steps involve not looking back, not romanticizing past behavior, recognizing it for the harm that it causes, and recognizing what actually is important.
Which is
me. My sanity, my health, my well-being, my general state of beings. Like, I couldn't give you the love you deserve. I couldn't give my siblings or my parents or any friends the love and attention that they deserve because I was not doing any of that for myself. And when I realized that I was pushing out you first and foremost, but as I realized I had pushed away so many people, I was like, this is miserable. This sucks.
the realization slaps you in the face with all the
It does.
things, like you're starting to almost like all these memories start to flood back of all the things you did while intoxicated.
At least fragments of it.
Yeah, well, yes, fragments.
Here I am
of
putting together a puzzle that doesn't make sense, but enough of it, you get the idea. You know, what truly woke me up was the desire to love again. To love myself, to love you, to love us, to love all the things in life that I do actually love and enjoy. And being able to find that kind of passion and knowing that, you know what, I got a long way to go still, but if you're willing, I'm in a different headspace now, and I would like to
prove that.
I'd like to prove that, you know, and it's a huge ask. It's a huge leap on your part, or in anybody in your kind of position where you're asking a lot of a partner who's only been supportive, who's only been strong for you, and you're asking them for one more chance after how many chances. But this time was different because, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think you nailed it. This whole year has been a leap of faith.
Well, the difference this time was I was doing it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live, bottom line. I don't want to die. When you're at the point where your heart feels like it's going to explode out of your chest and you have pain shooting down half your body because you are that depleted of vitamins and you have that much alcohol running through your veins, like, yeah, it's pretty freaking scary. Like, I don't want to die. And I know at any point there's just another couple of drinks away from it happening. So yeah, I woke up because I chose life. I chose to prioritize the people and things that I know matter way more than a stupid bottle of alcohol. And you were at the top of the list. We started having those conversations. We started, you know, we joined our libraries up, you know, we merged our two libraries, our book collection, you know, we got a book transfer system now where we're speaking the same language. We were able to have a lot healthier discussions, first and foremost, because I was in a more sober state of mind and I had more time to reflect with clearer thoughts. And we were able to just discuss about the pain and trauma without anyone getting defensive, without pushing guilt onto the other, just calling out things for what they were, stating the facts of the nature of the disease, the nature of addiction, how it affected our relationship, how it was tearing us apart, how it was tearing you down, how it was tearing me down. We were able to talk about those conversations. We were able to, there I go, do it again. We were able to have those conversations. I don't know what it is. Yeah, roast me, Glitch.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I forgot what I was saying.
That you wanted to live life.
Yeah, I want to live life. Yes.
And so we've started to heal.
Well, yeah, because we were having those kind of conversations to help on that healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
How did I hurt you? How was I not there for you? How can I improve? How
Taking
can I
accountability.
And
a lot of people don't know how to take accountability. I mean, they don't know how to, they think that slapping, I'm sorry, and moving forward is moving forward. But it's more than just, I'm sorry. It's the action of not doing that thing again, whatever that thing is.
Well,
you know, that's
yeah,
hurting.
no, it's not dumping that responsibility or blame onto somebody else.
Yeah, it's taking accountability.
I recognize, for me specifically, it's like just because I can use alcohol as a reason, that doesn't mean I get a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, alcohol was an influencer to ultimately what I decided to do under it and with it, you know, and so yeah, I take full accountability for that. I think I mentioned in one of the other ones, I was like, take accountability even for things that I don't fully remember the way I'm supposed to remember it.
Yeah, I think that was more of a recent.
Because it's I also, it's like I do there is baggage, there's some weight that I hold on to because there's things I simply can't make up for. There's simply things I won't remember. And for that, there is humility, and there is this part of like, not, I don't want to say shame, but it's the part of me that's like, I hope for whatever's out there, forgiveness can be found.
To ask for forgiveness, there is humility in doing so, but 2, it's also taking accountability of the situation that you are asking for forgiveness. And 3, ensuring that you make better decisions in the future to not create another similar scenario, that causes hurt to the person that you're asking forgiveness. So it's a very
you're not supposed to sin, repent for your sins and then go sin again.
Well, that's not. Yeah.
I see a lot of
but there's a lot of
that happens.
And it's that whether you have an addiction or not. I mean, people in today's world, they just slap, oh, I'm sorry, and then move forward and think that's just gonna, it's like, okay, I'm sorry, like, and I mean it, let's move forward. But it's more than that, is what I'm trying to say. And I can appreciate that you don't do that you have been much more conscientious of when you have hurt me in this healing process, trying to identify just communication styles of like, oh, hey, your action hurt me, and you recognizing, instead of being defensive, it's like, oh, or what other people could,
or dismissive
and gaslighting, you are like, okay, take a step back, let me see how my actions affect you, because at the end of the day, I love you, and my intent is not to hurt you.
No.
Ever. Intentionally. And so it's like, okay, I can see how my actions were perceived and received as a hurtful action, but let me hear you out, validate your experience, and then explain my intent. And that's why I said, for asking for forgiveness, which was ultimately one of the steps in repairing and healing from the space that just was in our relationship, partly due to your addiction. It wasn't only your addiction, but that was a huge component. You asking for forgiveness and asking for me to give you another chance is a leap of faith, is ultimately the reason why we're still here. And it's a learning process.
Oh, I mean, yeah, nobody.
It's been a year, approaching a year.
Yeah, you don't just, heal overnight. You don't just have one good conversation. You're like, all right, sweet. Everything's, happy-go-lucky.
No, because not every day is guaranteed.
No, it's consistently showing up every day and choosing each other, making the compromises as needed, knowing when to stand up for yourself, knowing when to protect yourself, even from your partner if it comes to it, and hopefully having those conversations that are helpful to both of you getting to a baseline understanding of each other. Because I think without like a ground, okay, here's where we're at, without even ever having that kind of conversation of like, do you even know how you hurt me? Do you know how you're going to fix that or how you're going to change that? Do you even want to do that? Do you want to do those things?
Because it's not going to be easy.
No, they're not easy. And I think that's why there's a lot of relationships that people are like, oh, the one that got away, or man, if I had a chance now, and they look back, 30 years later, it's like, well, maybe you had that insight in that moment, that time that you wasted wouldn't have passed. there's moments like that in our life where I'm like, man, I feel like a lot of time was not necessarily used in the best way. And it sucks because it's like, I hate the phrase like wasted time, because it's like any time that you spend doing something,
It's a learning
it's
opportunity.
a learning opportunity. It's not typically wasted time per se. It's just time that maybe was not as
Utilized.
as best as it could have been. And I feel like we had a lot of those moments. I mean, and I have a lot of those moments where I'm just like, how old now? And I'm like, where did the time go? Where does the time continue to
Time
go?
flies by.
But
That's why you can't take time for granted. That's one thing I truly, it makes me sad when I lose relationships, because I feel like there is nothing you can't solve with good communication. But both,
most things.
yes, that's true. But both, what I was going to say was that both parties need to be open-minded to that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it can't just be
Because-
one person doing all the
yeah.
heavy lifting.
No.
Like one person can have all the will and hope, but if the other one is not willing to participate or contribute,
Or stubborn, or prideful, because that's really the two vices I feel like that limits people from being vulnerable.
it's pride.
Pride and stubbornness. And fear, I will say.
Oh yeah,
Because
fear
there
is a huge one.
definitely
Fear of judgment. The fear of
the fear of anything. Just fear in
Well, I mean, like when you're
itself.
talking about being vulnerable,
Yeah.
like it's like opening up to somebody. It's hard. It's
Well, you can't just open up to anybody, because not everyone is a safe space.
no. I think
And
you
you
have to
have
learn
to
that the hard way sometimes.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that I think as you get older, you start to realize the people you can be safe with. And it is such a privilege when you find yourself in those positions where other people feel safe enough to tell you their darkest, deepest, scary fears. How have we healed this year? I mean, it's all the little things that have added up that you've done to make me feel safe again, to prioritize us as a unit, as a partnership, as a relationship. I feel like this year we really have zoomed into prioritizing our emotions, our feelings about anything and everything.
Mm.
And because I think in the beginning I had asked, like, how are you feeling? Like, are you having alcohol cravings, right? And I think now we're, 11 months into the year, and I haven't done that in several months.
No. I mentioned before that I remind myself constantly that I'm an alcoholic, but it's not like a daily battle that I'm dealing with. It's just more of like, forget, like, but it's not something I'm actively like fighting against. It's not even a part of my daily battle struggle where I'm like, I need that check-in from you. I need you to ask me, like, because it's not even on my mind.
I think the reason why I asked a lot, if I'm honest, which I mean, I'm always honest, but is that because the year before, when I thought you were good,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like a relapse, and then rehab again, and then I think you're good and back on this wagon with me, train of life, and then you relapse. I think that a part of me was asking as a way to protect myself, of ensuring that are you okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
And now I feel like we've graduated from that, because you have been honest with yourself, clearly, first and foremost. Therefore, you can be honest with me if you're having cravings, or if you had a rough day, or now, like, randomly, you would have a dream or nightmare, right? I think I woke you up one day because I felt like you were rambling in your sleep, or like you seemed like you were struggling in your sleep. And then you're like, oh yeah, thank you for waking me up. I was having this bizarre nightmare about drinking. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean they're few and far between.
Yeah.
Again, because it's not on my mind like that. It doesn't consume me
Because
like it used to.
yeah. But that's
It's-
because you've healed within yourself and you've understood the cost of drinking again.
Yeah, no, I very much know the price of that now.
Mhm.
Like it's a heavy price, and I know exactly what it costs. That's why for me it's a very simple like, nope, it doesn't suit me. This doesn't serve me anymore. Out of here, you know. But that was not an easy decision. That wasn't even an easy like mental state to be in at one point. You know, I was still trying to figure out how I can have alcohol in my life and like live a better life. Like and
I chuckle, I'm sorry.
no, for me, those two things can't coincide.
Can't coexist.
Can't coexist. Like other people, totally fine. Like for me specifically, like that's no longer the case. Like that's something that will drag me down and bring out the part of me that nobody wants to be around, that nobody wants to see, that nobody would stick around for. And I don't blame them, because at a certain point, it's like enough is enough, you know? And I'm just glad that I finally had enough of my own bullshit too, to come to terms with, are you really gonna stop? Because you can keep doing this. You really could. I could. At any minute, I could be like, this is gonna be my life. I'm gonna pick up right back where I was. It's gonna be a very lonely path though. And I don't want to be that. I don't. I can see all the different paths of my future, or at least quite a few paths that are realistic. And you know, they're like, there's always like that one path that's like in the spooky forest and like there's storm clouds and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's the path that alcohol will take me down. And it's like the path itself is pretty glittery because it looks fun, but it's down a very scary road. You know, like. Because that's what happens. You're staring. If I'm staring at the road, it's like, ooh, look at how couldn't. Then I look around, I'm like, what the hell? Where am I? That's exactly how it felt like.
That's a good.
I was just happily with my little bottle, skipping down the glittery road, because it's all glittery. Because I'm all freaking out of my mind, yeah, and blazed. Like, yeah. So in my Delulu, like, I'm like, yeah, this is great, living life. And when I finally like come out of it, I'm like, I look around, I'm like, whoa, where am I? Like, where actually am I? And so yeah, no, a lot of obviously the healing had to start with me and recognizing that doesn't suit me and serve me. And then what's the next follow-up to that? Well, what does serve me? What does suit me? What do I want?
Do you want?
What do I want? And that's why you came back in the picture. So I was like, I want you, and I want to work towards a future with you. I want to work towards rebuilding that trust, and I'm willing to put the work and effort in if you're willing to give me the chance. And I kept saying this. It's like, at the end of the day, this isn't. I'm not doing this for you. I'm not getting healthy for you. I'm not getting healthy for any friends or family or sponsors, or like, I'm not doing this for anybody else except myself.
As it should be.
Because then once I finally get that locked down, then I can be like, okay, now I'm doing this for you. Now I can say all the things that I'm doing moving forward are not only for myself, but they are also in service of others. You know, like if I can pull myself out with the help of so many, but if I can actually get out of this hole that I've been stuck in for so long, well, I feel like it's part of my responsibility to help others. I know what it is to be in that hole. So if I can look down there and I see somebody else still stuck, come on, buddy. Here's my hand. You're not going to drag me down into it with you, but I'll certainly pull you up as best I can. As much as you're willing to allow yourself to heal, I will pull you out. I will drag you along, and I will help and promote healthy, positive changes in your life. Because that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So I need a buddy too. You know what I mean? Like, this can be a we thing. Like, it doesn't have to just be a you thing anymore. It's not just a me thing. Like, the healing path involves everyone who wants to be a part of it.
The community.
Starts
Which
with
is
you
what
first.
Sociable Turtle is all about.
Trying to be. No, it is what Social Turtle is about.
Yeah. I know you haven't been so thrilled and chipper.
I'm trying to be. I am passionate about this stuff, guys. It also is hard to, when you're, it's uncomfortable. It's not fun. We said this before. Like, these talking about what brought you down, how you're coming back out of it, like, sweet, that's awesome, but still, it's like, still looking at it.
Do you feel like it's too soon?
No, I
didn't
think
think
it's
so
just the right
either.
amount of time. It's the right amount of time where it's still fresh enough in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's certain things that are just, I will always be able to immediately relate. I can take myself back to and be like, I know exactly what that felt like. So no, I don't think it's too soon. I think I don't know. I think I get lost in the message that I'm trying to convey.
But sometimes the mess is the message.
And that's what it is. It's like, I don't have it all figured out. I don't know what to say all the time. I have a couple of notes here and there to kind of keep us on track, and some overhead topic themes. But at the end of the day, this is just who we are. Like, we're just coming from our heart. Like, it's not easy to heal after addiction. It's not easy to heal after you've betrayed somebody's trust. It's not easy to heal when you've broken every promise that you said you would keep. It's not easy to come back from that. But you know what? You can do it. You can do it for yourself at the very least. You can start there. You can start promising yourself to do better. You can start treating yourself right. And if you can start making those things, that path to healing, that can be extended to others in your life.
I know, it doesn't take,
And
it's not just a singular moment that's going to repair and rebuild. It's
all
hundreds
these little,
of tiny choices. And that's what this year has been for us. To be honest, to be kind, to be vulnerable, and to stay. We're not perfect,
Oh no.
but what we are present with each other. When you're working on repairing your relationship, give yourself grace. Give each other grace. And give each other a chance to grow.
You want to send it off then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like I did a lot of talking this time.
You did a lot of talking. You did a whole lot of talking. It's good though.
Well, yeah, you so much for dancing with me.
I know.
I'm like, oh, you left me here to dance by myself.
No, I was there. I was
Just staring. Like our first dance. September 6th.
Oh,
you just
goodness.
stared at me dance.
That sounds way creepier than actually what happened. That's not what happened.
Okay, what would you, what was your version?
You know that one
Of
Chris
events.
Brown song? Excuse me, miss. I saw you from across the room. It
Yeah.
was kind of like that. All right.
It
I saw you
was.
from across the room. I wanted to dance, but I didn't have the courage to.
Ask.
Well, you make it sound like, we got her, boys. Locked in. We're tapping that ass at some point in the future.
It took you a long time into that future. Yeah, it did. You're such a liar. You're such a liar. All right.
I don't remember the last thing we talked about, guys, so we're going to send you off from here. We appreciate all the time that you spent with us. We hope that you may have gotten anything out of this in our journey of healing, not only within ourselves, but with each other as a couple. And we look forward to having more of these conversations. And I think it's important to continue kind of showing some examples of our strength and resilience. And
Through addiction and struggles.
yes, we'll go with that.
Yes.
Next week, we're going to try to change it up maybe a little bit.
And talk about what love looks like after addiction.
I don't know how we're going to change it up, but we'll see how we change it up. In any case, we love all you guys.
We
Thank you
do.
so much. And if you haven't checked out this video yet, right there.
Somewhere.
Go check it out. We love you all, and see you later.
See you later. Bye.